And welcome everybody to the Daily Space Weather. I'm your host Dan, aka smAsho. We're starting things out today looking at the sun in 193 angstroms. We see some coronal holes here around the equator, as well as an active region setting at a high north latitude as well as a high south latitude. Both cycle 25 sunspots. The northern one has decayed to a plage. The southern one, still a sunspot. And there's still a little bit of magnetic complexity associated with it. Let's take a look at HelioViewer next to show you the fields. There are the magnetic fields. And again, that is still a sunspot. There is still a little bit of magnetic activity going on with it. It's alpha class. Here's the fade to 304 angstroms. And we've got some composite views for you here. A good movie of the north and the south. And by the way, we are streaming live to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/smAsho. Here's the 94 angstroms view. North Pole coronal hole looking very defined right now. And a good view of sunspot 2765. We'll let that play through, and then we'll get to some custom videos, as we do most days. Here's the northern region, and you can see that active region, all those loops there on the right of your screen. Actually, now you can see them. As that plage sets, there's a filament up here as well. And here's the south. The latest 24 hours of activity from sunspot 2765 in both 304 and 171 angstroms, a composite view. KP index is at 1. 10.7 centimeter radial flux has come back up to 72 solar flux units. We're hardly a week away from the solstice. What are you planning on doing on June 20th at 5:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time? We'll be streaming live to 3 different places. We'll be streaming to Twitch, to Facebook, and to YouTube at the moment of the solstice, next Saturday. We will feature call-ins if anybody wants to call in. You can call or text us at 610-936-9799. We'll put the number up on the screen, and we will feature input from our viewers. Next, looking at the locations of objects in the solar system. There's where they are now. There's where we expect them to be in a week, as there's a bit of a planetary pileup going on and great views of things. If you're up before sunrise, let's talk cosmology for a quick moment about the heliosphere and the shape of the heliosphere. But first, let's talk about playlists. We've got them on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/smAsho. We've got 16 videos of that is an and that is a hole in the ground. $16 videos in there. Or perhaps check out our paranormal smash files. We've only got 1 in there now. Or perhaps the cosmology segments, where there are 65 cosmology segments. Let's talk about the shape of the heliosphere. Fact of the matter is, we don't know what the shape of the heliosphere is. Here's a clip from the article on SciTech Daily.
There are a few ways.
It all has to do with NASA's IBEX system, and I'm going to mute the narrator. What happens is the heliosphere changes shape between solar minimum and solar maximum, according to the most recent data. And it appears that the bow shock region of the heliosphere is much closer to the sun than the tail region, meaning it's more comet-shaped, or is it more shaped like a croissant, or is it shaped like a sheep's bladder, and can it be employed to prevent earthquakes? The ultimate truth is that we don't really know, and especially the sun's poloidal fields. We're not exactly sure what that is shaped like. as those poloidal fields could completely change the shape of the heliosphere. I think it's more likely to be crescent-shaped. What say you? And if you don't know anything about it, perhaps read the article here on scitechdaily.com. Let's get back to data. Here's what's going on above my head. As we've got Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and the Moon up there all at once. And if you get up before sunrise, you might be able to see Venus. Let me advance the sky chart here. It's in-the-sky.org. And there you see once again Venus rising before the sun. If you get a view of that, it will be bright, as Venus is the third brightest object in the sky. Next, looking at the GOES X-ray flux to see it is flatlined. Don't be surprised to see a little more flaring out of that sunspot 2765, as it has not lost its umbra, and there is magnetic mixing around that single umbra. It is still alpha class. No proton flux spikes, and no surprise there. Let's look at the real-time solar wind. And we see the phi angle has just recently shifted. Solar wind density has just come up off the floor. It was all the way down to less than 2 protons per cubic centimeter, now at 3.6 protons per cubic centimeter. Solar wind speed has ramped down over the past 24 to 386 kilometers per second. Next, looking at geospace, here is the magnetosphere, and we actually see some double layers form. If you look at the meridional plane side, the pane on the right, you'll actually see some additional double layers form there in the bow shock region. And let me break out Epic Pen as I yell, Mansa! What does that mean? Well, it means make America not suck again. And just bear with me a minute. Again, we're streaming live, so if you're not subscribed over at Twitch, it's twitch.tv/smAsho. And if you look in this region right here, you'll see some empty space form there, indicating additional double layers forming there in the bow shock region, meaning a second plasmasphere and a second set of Van Allen belts. A great example of the way this works when we get additional pressure, and it's primarily a magnetic pressure this time, not really solar wind induction induced. Let's look at the ground magnetic perturbations. Here's 4 more hours of geospace movies. This one a little bit closer to home. During this geomagnetic excursion, while we see 2 north poles, the net pole is out east of Greenland someplace. There's a north pole over Siberia and one over northern Canada, as well as the South Pole, which has crept into the southern Indian Ocean, south-southwest of Australia. Were you aware? Thanks to our new viewers for tuning in. And there's the GOES magnetometer. We're seeing fairly smooth stuff here. Don't be surprised to see big spikes in this, as we are about to cross into the South Pole current sheet, especially if that sunspot degrades. So this data is 2 hours and 2 minutes old when we made the video, and this is the top view ecliptic plane field plot on the Gong 2 system, part of the National Sunspot Observatory. This uses ground-based magnetometers on Earth, as well as one out here at stereo A and one out here at stereo B, to give us an idea of the magnetic environment. We are expecting to see this to snap across into the red, out of the North Pole current sheet within the next, I'm going to say within the next 24 hours, actually. As that sunspot could continue to degrade, and even if it doesn't, it's moving out of the Earth-facing zone, and it's going to stop affecting Earth magnetism very soon. So don't be surprised to see this snap across. Here's the line of sight field plot, and nothing to write home about there. And you see the B field shown here in blue is pretty uniform right now. Small little changes to it going on the west side here on the right of your screen, and that is once again the influence of sunspot 2765. Relativistic electrons are still at incredibly low levels, and you can see they've been ramping down since August of last year to lower highs and higher lows, but now just very, very low, period. We saw a small uptick yesterday. It came off the floor for a little bit, Still very low levels, so don't be surprised to see this rise today. And here's the entire air column total electron content forecast. And again, very low levels of electron flux. Let's see if there are any anomalies. No real major anomalies there. Next, looking at just one layer, the ionosphere. Here's 6 hours of data courtesy of Australian government, Bureau Meteorology. And the ionosphere is looking fairly normal here. Latest image is at 7:15 UT. Nothing to write home about there. Let's talk about seismicity. New article about the analysis of 7,006.5 plus magnitude earthquakes reveals structures inside the mantle core boundary, as it's called, the mantle core boundary. And what you're looking at here is yellow stars are the quakes, and blue triangles are the echoes. So what happens is the seismic waves seem to bounce off of things, indicating structures around the Earth's, quote, core, end quote. And just keep in mind, I would note that we have no idea what the mantle is made out of, as the deepest borehole ever drilled is only several kilometers, not hundreds of kilometers, where we see earthquakes. So another story here on SciTech Daily, you'll see it all over the Science Wire today, about this analysis of 7,000 earthquakes, indicating major structures underneath Hawaii and the Marquesas Islands. So, and while I've got theories about what's really going on down there, I'm not going to share them in this video, as it's the daily space weather, and we don't want to get involved in a massive geophysics discussion or a massive cosmology discussion, as it would be, considering that the idea that what the Earth's core and mantle and so forth are made out of are all based on antiquated ideas of the way stars and planets form. Anyway, if you want to read the article, you can probably just do it by watching the video as I slowly scroll down. So again, it is a computer model suggesting that there are structures down there. I'm not suggesting that there aren't. And if you want to learn more about it, head to scitechdaily.com. Next, looking at earthquakes. The past 24 did not include any 6 magnitudes or higher, although here's a very deep quake at Tonga, coming in at 8:52 UT yesterday. It's at 510 kilometers depth and a 4.3 magnitude. Only about 20 minutes later, we see a deep quake at Bolivia, one of the deeper ones we've seen in Western South America for quite a while. It's a 4.2 at 276 kilometers. Next, we see a deep quake at Los Palos, Timor, which is near Indonesia. It's a 4.2 magnitude at 178 kilometers depth. And just scrolling up the list, going to cite anything large or out of the ordinary, like this deep quake at Tajikistan. It's a 4.0 magnitude at 125 kilometers of depth. Largest of the past 24 was this 5.8 south of Madagascar there, and southeast of South Africa. And let's continue on to volcanoes. Volcanoes today include Gluchevskoy exploding and producing a 22,000-foot ash plume. Sangay also exploding. Flight level 9100 there, it looks like. Revenador, we don't see any volcanic ash by satellite. Please don't pole vault the caldera. And Sabancaya is exploding, producing a volcanic ash plume, the top of which is at flight level 25,000. Let's talk about COVID and how it's made in China. It's cheap plastic and it's made in China. Your governor's probably cheap plastic and made in China. 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 Before we talk more about China, our subscribe stars are not made in China. So thanks to our subscribe stars and to our patrons, the real assistant and associate producers of the content. As YouTube endeavors to pay us nothing, we don't even get to 100 views a day on YouTube. So please don't forget to follow us on BitChute, as we'll be putting more and more exclusive content up there and trying to make America not suck again. Mansa, emancipate your mind. Looks like Kamala is going to be the Democratic vice presidential nominee, according to this Reuters article. Most likely going to have Kamala. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think of Ms. Harris, as she's not particularly popular, and neither is her running mate. So, yeah, amid nationwide protests over racism and police brutality, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris may have found the most powerful and lasting moment that eluded her failed presidential bid, but could now land her number 2 spot on the Democratic ticket. Let's see if she's able to compose a coherent sentence unlike her running mate. Do you follow me on Instagram? If not, you may not see these meteorology videos. Check this one out.
So we've got a perfect example of the edge of this squall line here. You can see the dry air behind it pushing it along as the squall line moves a little bit to the south.
So I was just at the north end. I was just at the north end of this squall line here. As this sudden shower struck, I had a perfect opportunity to view the trailing edge of the storm as well as the blue sky frontal boundary that was pushing it along. Instagram.com/smAshomash. Also, thanks to everybody who set up logins over at the forum. It's smAshomash.com/forum. We've got all kinds of topics there. Over 1,200 users now. It's quite astounding. It's been a rollicking success. So thanks everybody over there. Please post stuff. We've got some stuff in the Dream Log as the most recent edition, as well as the Insanity Files. And I'm sure there is no shortage of insane stories. So if you find one, post it. Let's talk about CHAZ. No, not that CHAZ. Not that CHAZ. We're talking about a different CHAZ here. Not CHAZ Bono. We're talking about the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. And what's an autonomous zone? Well, an autonomous zone is a place ruled by a warlord instead of, the police, the government. So a festival-like atmosphere is taken over. We're hoping people aren't being systematically tortured and killed there, but we really have no idea, as about a 6 square block area of Seattle now looks like this, taken over by organizations like Antifa. And as Donald Trump threatens to, quote, take back the police-free district, the mayor and the governor of Seattle and of Washington are like, mind your own business, Trump. By the way, have you checked out our playlists? We've got our videos organized to make your life easier. So you have to scroll down forever in our videos to find stuff. Anyway, let's look at more weather stuff, as we may do more meteorology videos as time goes on. It's a distinct possibility. Check it out. Northern Minnesota's got frost advisories. Hardly a week from summer. What say you? Is it so hot that it's cold where you're located? Let's look at the jet streams on Null School and check it out. This equatorial air blowing straight up east to west. Very concentrated and doubled up jet stream over the southern hemisphere, as well as Arctic air being pushed down into places like northern China in the north. Next, looking at the western world's jet streams, there is the west. And we see a counterclockwise rotating, likely low pressure system there in the central Atlantic, northeast of the Caribbean. As well as, once again, some extreme meridional jet stream flow here. We got this warm air blowing up across the east coast of Greenland, which will undoubtedly have all kinds of sharticles being printed about how OMG, Greenland's melting. Let's look at pressure cells here on windy.com, who, by the way, also has a great mobile app. Windy.com. Perhaps download their smartphone app. it could save your you-know-what, similar to lightningmaps.org. We're advancing this via the GFS forecast, and here's where we expect things to be around 12 noon tomorrow, my time. And if you're wondering, my time is, have yourself a Mai Tai and let it be known that we're located in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Here's the water vapor maps for Europe and Africa. Water vapor maps for the Far East and Oceania. And thanks to our worldwide viewers, please leave us a comment if you're viewing from a country outside of the U.S., such as Sugas, or such as whoever else. Next, looking at lightningmaps.org. And we've got some terrestrial lightning here. Virginia Beach. Shout out to Weiser. Smithfield, Newport News. There's thunder rolling in. There's thunder rolling in over the Great Dismal Swamp, which sounds like an amazing location. Please leave a comment if you've waded knee-deep through the Great Dismal Swamp. Man, oh man, is that a big area. Anyway, next time you hear thunder, perhaps check out lightningmaps.org. Impress your friends and freak out your foes by forecasting thunder before it happens. Here's a U.S. Doppler map. And you see that heavy area of rain there, partially covered as it moves into Canada, as it has moved into Canada, north of Lake Huron and Lake Michigan. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. We use the NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite's shortwave band to see clouds at nighttime when it's too dark to use the visible. And we've got a band of clouds right over my head right now. A line of dry air and moist air mixed together. And we're actually going to look at the weather over my head once again, 2 days in a row, looking at my own weather, folks. Can you believe it? And what the heck? Oh, there we go. And here's what's going on over Pennsylvania and the mid-Atlantic states. This band of dry, massive air here, flanked on either side by more moist air. And it's training directly overhead. Could make for some interesting meteorological cloud formations today. We'll see what we see. And hey, thanks team, the El Timo della smAsho, for viewing. Whether you viewed live or you viewed Memorex, we appreciate your comments, and we appreciate you sharing the content on your social media, as we are 100% stagnated as far as subscribers and views. Can't even get to 100 views a day on YouTube. What a joke. And we see hundreds and hundreds of views every day on BitChute. Probably an indication that we're shadow banned. So, yeah, enjoy your friends and foes not being able to find our content. And again, we are streaming live to Twitch. So, if you'd like to, subscribe over there, maybe wise. And here's Sunspot 2765. That's the latest image. We'll show you the full disk image in a minute. There's the current state of affairs. There's the full disk. And I'll just hit refresh so you're assured that that is the latest. And here's the magnetic fields. We'll press refresh again. And you can see there is a little bit of magnetic complexity here. We've got some North Pole polarity and some South Pole polarity, but only one umbra, which makes it an alpha class sunspot. And this magnetic mixing in this area does increase the likelihood of small, weak solar flares by a little bit. And last but not least, we're going to view a 335 angstroms view. It's a 48-hour SDO video. Allow me to vanish. Remember, stare at the sun, don't drink, and if you do, don't drive. Welcome to the Neo-Renaissance. Please consider supporting our content, since YouTube does its best to prevent us from being paid. Thanks to all of our contributors, our viewers, people who are donating, people who are sharing the content, and other content creators who we do collabos with, or attempt to do collabos with. Anyway, look for more content coming soon. Remember, stare at the sun, and may that solar wind be at your back.